Hello everyone, welcome to the What If Anime YouTube channel. Today, we are diving into an exciting new story that will take your imagination to the next level. Let's get started. What if Naruto banished and Konoha wants him back? Naruto and Sasuke have just finished their epic battle, with Sasuke coming out the winner only because Naruto didn't want to kill him. Of course, Sasuke had no problems with killing Naruto and shoved a Chidori through Naruto's chest, barely missing his heart. Sasuke looks down at Naruto, whose badly beaten and bloodied body is barely moving, and hisses, "Don't come after me again, and next time I will kill you." Sasuke then runs off. A short while later, Kakashi arrives. He first sees the devastation of the surrounding area. Next, he sees Naruto unconscious in the water face down. He quickly rushes over and pulls him up. As he does so, he checks unconscious boy for breathing and a pulse. He feels a faint beat in the wounded boy's neck, but it's weak and faint, as is the shallow and slow rise and fall of his chest. He then sees the hole in Naruto's chest. Sasuke had used the Chidori, in a rank technique whose only reason for being is to kill, on Naruto. Kakashi quickly picks up Naruto and carries him back to Konoha as fast as he dare go. He constantly checks Naruto's condition. His ability to heal was working, but it seemed that it was somehow impaired. Kakashi realizes that the boy could still die, so he picks up the pace. He arrives back in Konoha and rushes to the hospital, only stopping to ask one of the guards to inform the Hokage. Tsunade quickly enters the hospital and sees Kakashi holding Naruto. She tells Kakashi to follow her and leads him to a room where she starts working on Naruto. A short time later, she's joined by a worried Shizune. After several hours, Shizune leaves the room. She sees Kakashi outside in the hallway with the rest of the Konoha 11 there as well. The ones that are okay to move, that is. Choji, Lee and Neji are still in the hospital, too injured to move. Kakashi looks up at the Hokage's assistant. "Shizune, how is he?" Shizune smiles tiredly at the one-eyed Jonin. "It was touch and go nearly the whole time we were working on him. Sasuke's move, the Chidori as you called it, barely missed his heart, but he'll be fine after a lot of rest." Sakura then speaks up without thinking or considering the circumstances and stating, "What of Sasuke-kun?" Pretty much everyone glares at her for that comment. Kakashi finally speaks, though his voice was tight and barely restrained. There was too much destruction in the area where he and Naruto fought. There also was no sight of Sasuke anywhere, but Sakura, with Naruto this badly hurt, I'd say Sasuke left on his own free will. Sakura then speaks somewhat in denial. "So they tried to kill each other? I asked Naruto to bring Sasuke-kun back to me, not try to kill him." Everyone looks at her in surprise, some with disgust. Shikamaru, Kiba, Hinata, showing in their eyes, and she's startled somewhat by their anger. "What? He tried to kill Sasuke-kun?" Kiba scoffs. "No doubt Naruto tried reasoning with that bastard and he wouldn't listen, and what did it get him? A Chidori to the chest, that's what." Shikamaru nods in agreement. "Naruto, he only probably stopped because he promised you he'd bring Sasuke back. Knowing him, he probably held back his power, wanting to bring that traitor back alive. Man, this mission was such a farce. For years Sasuke's made his intentions known to anyone that listened. He wants nothing but power and betrayed the Leaf to do it. He's nothing but a traitor, and this village needs to realize that their prince is nothing but a traitor. Having said that, I have a bad feeling of what's going to happen to Naruto." Ino looks at Shikamaru in confusion. "What do you mean?" Shikamaru rolls his eyes. "Simple, their prince fought Naruto, and although Naruto almost died, all they're going to think is that their precious prince was almost killed. So, instead of marking the Uchiha as a missing nin, they'll take the easy way out of this mess. They will want either Naruto's head or banishment for his supposed mistreatment of their oh so noble Uchiha." Everyone is shocked, but after thinking they admit it's probably true. They all don't like it. A few like Hinata glare at Sakura, knowing this is all her fault. Some of the others are thinking along the same lines. Kakashi, who heard what Shikamaru had said, fears that judgment may come to pass, as does Shizune. Several days later, and Naruto finally wakes up. As he looks up, he groans, "Crap, here again. I hate this place." He looks around the room, noting that it was completely empty. Sighing in resignation, he shrugs his shoulders. No surprises here. Just then the door opens and in comes Tsunade. As she enters, she sees that Naruto is awake. At first she's happy, then she remembers what will happen now he's awake. So, you're awake. Naruto nods stiffly. How long have I been out, Ba-chan? Tsunade lets it drop this time. Probably the last time she will hear it, as she sighs. Get dressed, Naruto, and follow me, we need to talk in my office. Naruto nods and noticed she looked shattered and sad. He puts on his trousers and jacket. It seems that they cut his t-shirt to shreds, or the Chidori did. He zips up his coat, and as he leaves the room he sees an Anbu squad and they're all staring at him. As he starts walking he glances over his shoulder and finds them following him. He continues looking over his shoulder. Is there a reason you're following me? One of them nods slowly. Yes, to make sure you visit the Hokage. Naruto just shrugs with a care, whatever. He arrives at the door and the Anbu captain knocks before he opens the door and ushers, more like pushes Naruto inside. Naruto looks at Tsunade sitting stiffly at her desk. What's up, Ba-chan? She sighs in sadness and resignation that she had failed one of her own. Sit down please, Naruto. Naruto seems confused. No Gaki, but my name? Wow, something bad must have happened. Naruto sits down and Tsunade sighs again. I'll get straight to the point. The council found out about your battle against Sasuke and they were not pleased. They think you went there with the intention of killing Sasuke. Naruto is shocked, but I didn't. I tried talking to him. Even begged him to return for Sakura-chan's sake, but he wouldn't have it. He tried killing me. What did they expect me to do? Let him kill me? I almost died out there. Did they even see a? Oh wait, what am I talking about? They're probably pissed I survived. Tsunade sighs. It is true the council doesn't like you. That claim was stopped. But the new vote was done and I'm afraid the vote was unanimous. Naruto Uzumaki, from this moment on you are banished from Konoha, never to step in these lands again under pain of death. Hand over your headband. Naruto is stunned, but deep down he knew this could eventually happen. He stands up and takes off his headband before dropping it on her desktop with a dull clang that echoed in the silent office. Is that all, Hokage-sama? He asked in a near whisper. Tsunade nods, but inside she's crying. She would like tell him that for days she's been trying to get them to change their minds, but what would be the point? Naruto turns slowly and walks to the door without saying a word, not even looking back once. When he opens the door the Anbu are all staring at him, but he hardly cares. He leaves the Hokage tower and heads to his home. He sees more glares than usual from everyone, but he hardly cares. As he gets to his apartment he sees Kakashi there. Naruto looks up. Here to see me off, Kakashi-sensei? Or are you here to drag me out? Wouldn't put it past you. It's not as if you were ever a good sensei to me. Naruto doesn't wait for a reply, and if there was one he never heard it. He steps up to his door which has been kicked in, like he cares anymore. He sees his apartment is trashed, no surprise there either. He just heads into his room. He sees his wardrobe is open and his clothes have all been slashed. He can even smell urine on them. At this point he's beyond caring. He goes to his bed and sits down until he hears Kakashi approach. Kakashi sighs as he loses himself in his thoughts. Sensei, I've now not only failed you and our team, but I've failed your son, my little brother as well. Kushina Okage-chan will never forgive me now. Sensei, I'm sorry. Looking at Naruto, Kakashi locks his emotions away before he speaks to his student and little brother in a cold voice. I'm sorry, Naruto, but you have to leave now, so please get what you need. Naruto scoffs and gets off the bed and lifts up several floorboards and pulls out 2 bags. One is full of money, not that Kakashi needs to know. The other contains items he's bought on his travels, again not that Kakashi needs to know. He puts the bags over his shoulders and walks past Kakashi without saying a word. The walk to the main gates is quiet and Naruto's glad. He has nothing to say to him anyway. He finally arrives at the gate and finds that nobody is there. Not that he expected anyone to be there anyway. All kept hush-hush from his friends. He gets to the gate and Kakashi just walks away without saying a word or giving him a final glance. Naruto strangely is hurt by that but chooses to ignore it. He gets to the gate and sees Izumo and Kotetsu. Naruto likes those two. They see him as he approaches. Kotetsu sighs heavily. Sad to see you go, Naruto. Your pranks were funny as hell. It's going to be pretty dull around here. Izumo nods in agreement. Yeah, banishment for trying to bring back a traitor. That's harsh. Heard he almost killed you. Naruto nods in return. Yeah, shoved a Chidori into my chest that our sensei taught him. How's that for ironic? Well, I hope to be seeing you guys again one day. Kami willing and the creeks don't rise. You two were pretty cool in my opinion, so catch you later. Kotetsu sighs, what you planning to do? Naruto shrugs, travel I guess, haven't really thought about it yet. Well, I better go. Probably got a time limit before they execute me for being here too long. Izumo sighs, this really is a harsh punishment to do to you. Well, good luck Naruto. Kotetsu nods, yeah, good luck. Hey, almost forgot, we got you something. He passes Naruto a scroll, it's got food in it. When we found out what they did to you we went and got you as much food and water that would fit in that scroll. Should last you about a week or so. Naruto takes the scroll, touched that the gate guards would think about him in such a way. Thanks, guys, was all he could get out before his voice cracked with emotion. They both shake his hand before he turns around and leaves. He doesn't even bother to turn around for one last look, just climbs up a tree and jumps away. It's been 2 days since Naruto's banishment and the streets are celebrating parties all day long. The Konoha 9 are not celebrating, though they're all still in shock and in some cases more than pissed off. Shikamaru won't talk to his dad, he just glares at him. Most of the others are the same. Other than Tenten, of course. She has no parents to glare at, but still, she's angry with the villagers. They're all together now as there are no missions. For the first hour, not a word was spoken. They'd look around and see all the villagers laughing and celebrating like there was something good to celebrate about. None of them know about the Kyuubi being sealed in Naruto. They watch the villagers and shake their heads. Then Kiba speaks up, this is messed up. We've just lost a friend and those damn idiots are all over the village celebrating. I just want to bash some of their heads in. Shikamaru sighs, our parents seem to be the same, I can't even look at my dad right now let alone speak to him. I guess I was right, though it's troublesome. Choji sighs as well, at least they banished him and didn't kill him. Everyone nods at that, then Tenten sighs, so where do you think he'll go? He's still only 12 and it's dangerous out there all by himself. Sakura eventually speaks up. A lot of the 9 have ignored her lately for her comments concerning Naruto. He might visit Tazuna in Wave Country. He did say you would return to visit, then, well, there's Gaara, maybe he'll visit Suna to see his friend over there. They all nod as Lee speaks and not too loudly. Still though, he's only one person, what if he gets attacked by missing Nens? He can take on Genin and maybe most Chunin, but what if he comes up against a Jonin level missing Nen? They all nod at that, but there is little they can do. They're all sad at his banishment. Some more than others, the ones who weren't really nice to him like Sakura and Ino. Sakura at first was unsure of her feelings towards the situation. Her parents were over the moon and at first, she was too because he had hurt Sasuke-kun. But then she realized that Sasuke-kun probably wouldn't have listened to reason no matter who was talking, and he did almost kill Naruto. After lots of thought she realized something. She realized that she'd never want Naruto banished. Meanwhile, Naruto's been walking for 2 days but not really heading to a specific place until he reached a bridge. He stops upon seeing his name and grins. It's the first time he's done that in days. They named it after me, huh? Wow, that's cool, suck on that everyone. A bridge was named after me. He's about to walk off when he remembered he said he would return. Well, he has nothing better to do. He crosses the bridge that he helped guard and smiles again as he keeps on walking until he sees someone he recognizes. He grins wider and approaches her. Excuse me, Mrs.? Tsunami turns around. Yes? What can I? Naruto. Why, this is a nice surprise. Naruto nods. Ye told you I'd come back. She smiles. Are you with your team? Naruto shakes his head no. A lot has happened since we came here. She then notices he isn't wearing his headband and notices he's not his hyperactive self. Come on Naruto, I'll make you some tea and we can talk about what's happened. Naruto nods. Do you want help with those? She smiles at his offer. Why not? She passes him one of the bags and they talk on the way, but not about Naruto, more about Wave Country. It's prospered since Gato's downfall. The walk doesn't take long, but Naruto is shocked when she takes him to a massive house. As she sees his shock, she chuckles. They made Tazuna the mayor after the bridge was built. Naruto smiles. That's cool. She nods. Yeah, it is, come on in. She steps inside and Naruto follows her and they put the groceries away and she makes some tea. Just as they're about to start, the door opens and in comes Inari and Tazuna. They walk into the kitchen and see Naruto. Inari grins. Naruto Oni-san. Naruto smiles. Hey Inari, man, you've grown up. Tazuna smiles. It's good to see you Naruto, where's your team? At that Naruto's smile drops, you might as well sit down. They all sit down and Naruto tells them what happened. They're all shocked. Inari is angry though, treating his Oni-san this way. Tsunami sighs, so what are you going to do, Naruto? Naruto shrugs, not sure really, travel I guess. Maybe visit Suna and see Gaara. After that? I really have no idea. She nods and Tazuna sighs, I can't believe they would do that. Sasuke made his choice. It seems to me they just used any excuse to get rid of you. Naruto nods, yeah, probably. Tazuna nods, well, while you're here, you up for a mission? There's been bandits trying to set up a toll on the bridge. I was going to request that Konoha deal with it, but with this I think I'll not rely on them anymore. So, you up for it? I can pay and you can stay here for a while. There's a boat leaving in 2 weeks and it's traveling to the border of Suna. Naruto nods, yeah, that would be fine. So tell me about this mission. Tsunami stands up and motions to her son. Come, Inari, let these two discuss the mission. Inari nods, see you soon Naruto Oni-san. Naruto nods back and turns to Tazuna to discuss the mission. 2 weeks later, Naruto has just woken up. The mission against the bandits was almost too easy. Easy enough that Naruto and 50 clones dealt with all the bandits in 10 minutes flat. Caught them all unaware and drunk. While he did have to kill a few of them, most were just knocked out and they were taken away later on. Today is the day he leaves the land of waves. He's promised to come back again but isn't sure when. He gets a hug from Tsunami, who's packed him several lunches which he stored in scrolls. He's also bought some new clothes. He finally got out of those orange monstrosities for 2 reasons. One, Tsunami finally got it through Naruto's thick skull that it would do him more harm than good, even more so now he's literally all alone. The second reason is he wanted to change who he is. People from Konoha know him as wearing bright orange and he wants nothing to do with Konoha anymore. They banished him, so why should he care? He only really cares about the Ichirakus. It seems that in the end, Tsunade's friendship was all false. Little did he know she really did care but was holding in her tears for the person she saw as a son. Naruto got another big hug from Tsunami which left a blush on his face and a smirking Tazuna. He had a handshake from Tazuna and a hug from Inari. He then continued his journey, arriving at the port and boarded the boat. It took just 2 days to get to the border and Naruto helped out on the boat. It was a fishing boat after all, so he helped them fish. He actually rather enjoyed it if he's honest. When he said goodbye, the captain was sad to see him go. Naruto continued his journey, stopping off to get some clothes for the sand, a hood and some looser clothes. He then continued the journey. On the way he got attacked by bandits. They picked a bad day to attack him though, because his water had just run out and he was cranky. When the 50 bandits demanded Naruto hand over everything he had, he created 500 clones and left the clones to deal with the bandits and to search them for water. If there was none to dispel, but if there was to follow him, one clone returned with over 25 water flasks. Definitely a bad day for the bandits. He had to enter a cave one night to get out of a sandstorm which totally sucked. He finally arrived at Suna 2 days later. He was stopped at the gates. The guard looks at Naruto. What is your business, traveler? Naruto smiles. Come to visit a friend, Gaara. The guard looks at Naruto. You know Gaara? Naruto nods. Yeah, we met at the Chunin exams. The guard sighs. A bad day for us, that, tricked by Orochimaru. Can I ask who you are? Naruto sighs, trying to keep a low profile. Just say Whiskers is here to see Gaara. Whiskers? Naruto nods. Yeah, he should get who I am. From that, the guard nods in return. I will get someone to inform him. Did it take you long to get here? A few days. Would have been here 2 days ago but got stuck in a sandstorm. Man, they suck. The guard chuckles. I'm sure they do. Okay, wait right here. Naruto nods and sits down to wait. After a few minutes, he hears a female voice speaking to the guard he spoke to. Then hears footsteps which stop next to him. He then hears the voice. Why do you want to speak to Gaara? Naruto looks up and smiles. Hey Tamari, long time no see. Naruto, what are you doing here? She helps him up and he brushes himself off. A long story. Man, walking across that desert sucks. How do you do it? She grins. Practice. Hey, are you hungry? Naruto nods. Yay. She nods. Well then, come on. Gaara will be happy to see you. Wait. Are you here alone? Naruto nods. Long story, remember. She nods, of course. They walk to the Sabaku compound, and when they enter, Gar is sitting down but is surprised to see Naruto following Temari inside. Naruto, what are you doing here? Naruto grins. Can't a friend visit a friend? Gaara nods. Of course, have a seat. Naruto watched the three Sand siblings as they took in what Naruto just told them. They all seem shocked, but Gaara seems the most pissed. Why would they banish you? Their prince, as you call him, betrayed them. Did they expect you to just roll over and die if you thought back? Naruto nods. Pretty much it seems. Temari sighs. They're idiots to banish someone with potential after all you did for them during the invasion. You risked your life to take on my brother to protect that worthless village for Kami's sake. Naruto shrugs. Maybe you're right, still with their fear of me for holding the Kyuubi they jumped at the chance to get rid of me. She nods as Kankuro speaks up. So what now? What are you going to do? Naruto shrugs. Not really sure. Continue wondering, I suppose. I'll find a place to call home soon. Gaara thinks over what his first and only friend is saying before voicing his concern. Will you be okay? Even one person alone out there is not an easy thing. Naruto shrugs unconcerned. Clone army, remember? I'll be fine. Is it okay if I visit the library though, just to chill for a while? Gaara nods. I don't see why not. You can stay here too. No point in living at a hotel when you're my friend, so stay here, okay? Naruto smiles. Thanks guys, I'd like that. Temari smiles as well. I'll show you to the room you'll be staying in whilst you're here. Naruto nods and follows Temari while Kankuro and Gaara talk. We should so get him to join Suna, he's a good ninja. Kankuro says to his brother. He seemed a bit immature when we first met him, but this seems to have matured him up a bit. The council wants you as the new case cage, speak to them about it. Gaara nods in agreement. I'll think about it, but I'm not sure if you will want to, but I can ask. Just then Temari comes back in and sits down. While he put his bag down on the bed, then sat down and pretty much fell asleep. He's probably exhausted mentally and physically, so are we going to try and get him to join us? The village likes Naruto for changing you, plus he could become a great ninja. Gaara nods. That's what we were both discussing, we'll let him rest for now. There's no harm in asking. Konoha made a grave mistake in forcing out Naruto. They both agree on that. They know someone with Naruto's chakra and mantra of never giving up could be valuable to Suna, but they decide to start this tomorrow as it's getting late, so they all head off to bed. The next day Naruto wakes up. Man, I haven't slept that well in ever. He's already dressed, so he heads downstairs and sees the three siblings around the table eating breakfast. Temari sees him coming and brings his breakfast over with some tea and coffee, not knowing which he likes. He sits down. Morning guys, haven't slept that good in, forever. Temari smiles. It's understandable, especially with the banishment, you're probably both physically and mentally exhausted. Naruto nods. Yeah, you're probably right, but even my bed back home, in Konoha wasn't that comfy. Kankuro grins. Aim to please. Naruto nods. So do you guys know your affinities? They all nod, then Temari speaks. Gaara and I have the wind element. Kankuro is able to use wind, lightning, earth, and water. What about you? Naruto is shocked. Wow, that's pretty cool, Kankuro. As for myself, I have no idea, never really thought about it. Temari smiles and pulls out some paper from her robe. Here, put some chakra onto this. The paper, it will do different things depending on what your affinity is. Fire. The paper will ignite and turn to ash. If it's wind, the paper will split in two. If it's lightning, the paper will wrinkle. If it's earth, the paper will turn to dirt and crumble away. If it's water, the paper will become wet or damp. Naruto takes the paper and puts some chakra into it, and it splits in half, then wrinkles. Temari smiles. You have wind and lighting, that's good. Naruto smiles. That's cool, I guess. Temari nods. Wait, didn't your sensei teach you all about this? Naruto scoffs. Kakashi teach us? Yeah, right. He spent all his time on the trader, taught us teamwork and tree climbing. The three siblings are shocked at that bit of news as Gaara sighs. His reputation does not go with what you say, but I believe you. Temari smiles. Well, we can't really teach you walking on water as we don't have that much. We could help you with some wind jutsus. We are the village that has the most users after all. Naruto smiles at Temari's offer. That would be cool. She smiles. So how about your taijutsu and ninjutsus? Naruto sighs. My taijutsu is pretty bad. Pervy Sage helped a bit over the month with my taijutsu. Oh wait. He did help me with walking on water. I was having problems with it because that freak Orochimaru put a seal on me. He also made me sign the toad summoning contract, but I can't do it anymore. The council probably made pervy sage cancel the contract. Tamari nods. Well, seems you learned more under this pervy sage than your own sensei. Who is this pervy sage anyway? Naruto rolls his eyes. Jiraiya the toad sage. All three are wide-eyed as a shocked Gaara speaks. You trained under the toad Sennin? Naruto nods. Yeah, he helped me for my fight against Neji. I learned the walking in water and the summoning jutsu during that month. They all nod as Tamari smiles. How about a friendly spar? I can see your taijutsu and maybe learn you a wind jutsu if you impress me enough? Naruto nods. Sure, why not? 2 weeks later, Temari's been spending a lot of time with Naruto, helping him with his taijutsu and helping him learn some wind jutsus after asking Baki, of course, who was okay with it. Also during this time, Gaara was talking to the council about Naruto. He told them about Naruto's banishment but told them to keep his name a secret, which they agreed to. The next subject was also Naruto and about letting him join the ranks. They said they would discuss it and get back to him with an answer. During this time, Tamari also suggested he read up on information. With being unaffiliated, it would be a good idea to know the names and places of everywhere. Whilst he's looking through one of the books whilst Temari's reading another, he happens to come across something surprising in a place he could call home. He's reading carefully when Tamari looks up. She's noticed he's been letting his clones read at first, which she thought was pointless until he told her of its special ability to regain everything it read. All that knowledge is returned to him when it dispels, he told her. She was shocked and amazed at that ability. It would cut down the training time. With his large chakra, he could learn to do jutsus that some people took months, maybe years to learn, and he could learn it in hours or days. But now he's reading a book word for word, so she puts her book down and stands up and looks over Naruto's shoulder. Naruto is shocked. There was a village, now destroyed, called Uzushiogakure in Fire Country. It once held a mighty clan long since destroyed. He thought that was interesting until he turned the page and found out the clan was the Uzumaki clan. I'm from a clan. Tamari has also read that and is shocked as well. I wonder if Naruto's the last of the clan. Naruto smiles broadly. I think I found my next destination. He looks up. Oh hey Tamari, how long have you been there? She smiles. Not long. I'd heard of the Whirlpool village and that it was destroyed. I didn't know there was a clan there, and the Uzumaki clan at that. Wait a sec, I'll be right back. She walks off and he continues reading. Then she comes back and sits next to him with a large book. He looks at the cover and sees it's a book about clans. She finds the page and opens it, and they both read it. They're both amazed. The Uzumaki clan were seal masters and very powerful, but were both respected and feared, and that ultimately resulted in their downfall. Both Naruto and Tamari were sad after reading this. She closes the book. So you're going there. Do you think you'll find anything? It was destroyed years ago before you was even born? Naruto nods. Yeah, I'm going there. I have to know if there is anything there. She nods. What will you do if you find anything? Naruto shrugs. No idea. Maybe there could be other Uzumakis scattered about. Find them. Maybe try and rebuild the clan. She nods. So much for him joining us. Still, this is a worthy goal and he's set his mind to it. If he finds nothing, he could always join Suna, if Gaara can get the council to say yes, that is. Naruto smiles. Seems I need to prepare. Looks like I'll have to stock up on supplies again. She nods. That would be a good idea. Gaara has told me nobody but me, Gaara, Kankuro and the council know you're actually here like you asked. It's better this way. She nods and they put all the books away and leave the library. They stop off for some food before heading back to the Sabaku compound. Naruto's all happy about his new trip, so he rushes to his room to check his supplies. Gaara and Kankuro see the happy Naruto and are confused until Tamari fills them in. Gaara is shocked about Naruto being from such a prestigious clan, even if it's now been destroyed, but he's sad his friend is leaving. Tamari sighs. I take it the council said yes. Yes, they approved the proposal earlier today. Unlike Konoha, it seems that our council values talented ninja no matter their circumstances. Gaara informed her while hinting at Naruto and his common affliction. It may not be over though. What if he finds nothing? We could give him the choice and it's up to him to say yes or no. That is true. Say he rebuilds the clan and the village. An alliance with his village would be advantageous to us, don't you think? Yes, An alliance with Naruto's village would not only be advantageous but a good way to strengthen ties with Fire Country without having to deal with Konoha and that band of idiots they call a council. 2 weeks later and Naruto's all stocked up and packed, he's now at the gates. The council was saddened but understand after Gaara explained why he was leaving and what could possibly happen if he rebuilds Uzushiogakure. An alliance between them could be a bonus that all could agree on. Naruto smiles. He looks back at the Sabaku siblings and smiles. Well guys, I'm off. Gaara nods. Think on what I asked you. Of course Gaara, if I find nothing I'll return. If I do and I rebuild Uzushiogakure in alliance with Sanagakure, it will happen. Gaara nods and they shake hands. He gets a handshake from Kankuro and a hug, which made him blush, from Temari. Then he waves and then runs off and vanishes via Shunshin, which Temari taught him. It's been several days since Naruto left Sanagakure and he's now back in the land of fire. Luckily he's on the other side so nobody from Konohagakure will see him, hopefully. He visits the capital and asks someone about Uzushiogakure and its exact location. A boat captain agrees to take Naruto there, telling him that it should take a few hours. Whilst on the boat Naruto watches the water and smiles. I'm going to meet my clan home, I can't wait. I know it will be mostly in ruins but I can rebuild it. Whilst they're traveling the captain stops next to Naruto. So what's the sudden interest in that place? It's been abandoned for years. Well, it's been abandoned longer than you've been alive, that's for sure. Naruto nods. If I find something I'll let you know. Are you a scavenger? No, I'm an Uzumaki. I see you're visiting your former clan's home then. Didn't meet many of your clansmen but they were a great clan. I have no idea about that. They were taken out before I was born, remember? Here, drink this. It's not sake, it's fruit juice. I don't drink on the rivers, you never know what could happen. Naruto accepts the cup and they both drink. They talk about the land of fire. Well, mostly the captain. Naruto just listens. An hour later they arrive. The captain nods. I'll be back in a few hours in case you find nothing. Thank you, Captain Miku. Naruto then jumps overboard and starts his trek up the beach. After walking for a short while he comes to a large gate. There's a broken sign above the name Uzushiogakure can barely be seen. Naruto enters through the gate and looks around and sighs, not much here. He starts searching the houses, not there is many in good condition. He finds one that seems to be intact. He looks around and smiles. Seems this was the Azukage's place, let's take a look inside. Naruto looks inside and finds a room that must have been an armory but it's empty, no surprise there. He does see a Hite-8 on the floor. He picks it up and traces a thumb over the symbol of a swirl. He ties it around his bicep and moves on. He finds some tattered books but nothing of significance, so he keeps moving until he sees a bedroom. The roof is still intact, so at least he's got a place to sleep, which is good. He then leaves the house and starts walking. He sees bones and sighs. Could they be former clansmen's bones or enemies? He turns away and keeps walking until he gets a sudden dizziness spell and clutches a wall. What the hell was that? He starts to walk again and a sudden dizziness appears again, so he stops and turns away. The dizziness goes away when he does. What was that? He asks himself as he comes to an old destroyed temple and sighs. Wonder what this place was. He puts his hand on the wall and gets a sharp stabbing feeling in his hand, so he pulls his hand back. What the hell? Damn, that hurt. He's about to move away when he hears a sound and turns back around where he placed his hand and sees the rock moving. He raises an eyebrow until it fully opens. At first he just stares at it but he gets a sinking feeling. It's telling him to go inside. He steps forward and torches come to life. It freaks him out a little but he shrugs it off and follows the lit torches. After a minute's walk, he comes out into a dark room. He raises an eyebrow and waits until the whole room lights up and he's amazed. It's like a library down here. He grins. Now we're talking. He starts looking around. He sees taijutsu scrolls, ninjutsu, and kenjutsu scrolls as well. He also sees the Uzumaki symbol on them and grins. Must be the Uzumaki styles. Interesting, I'll master them all. He's looking around when he hears a voice. Who are you? Naruto spins around pulling out a kunai. Who are you? He answers back. An old man materializes and smiles. I am the keeper of this temple. For you to be in here means you are an Uzumaki. That's right. My name is Naruto Uzumaki and you are? I am a hologram boy. Who are your parents? I don't know. I'm an orphan. Naruto replied softly as he looked down. That's no problem, boy. We can take a blood sample and run it through that sealed jutsu. That should tell us who your parents are, or rather were. Is that even possible? The old man chuckles. Have you forgotten who the Uzumaki were? We were seal masters, nothing is beyond our limits. Doubt this is true, but oh well. So what do I do? You see that paper? Well, you put some blood on it and then add some of your chakra, the paper, and I will do the rest. Naruto does as asked, then the hologram does some hand signs and looks at the paper. The blood has written 2 names down, making the old man smile. Quite impressive parents you have, Naruto. Your mother was Kushina Uzumaki and your father was Minato Namikaze. I remember him visiting the village. He was only a boy back then. My father became the Yondaime Hokage. The old man smiles. Well, didn't he grow in stature? Do you know what this means, boy? No, sir. What does it mean, Elder Uzumaki GG? You are the head of the Uzumaki and the Namikaze clans. As such, you are the new wielder of the blade of the Uzumaki. You see, only the clan head wields the blade, as there is a special seal on the blade, meaning that only an Uzumaki can wield that blade. Anyone else will get a nasty shock that will paralyze them. The old man then points over to the wall. Follow me, boy, and do what I tell you, my young Lord Uzumaki. The hologram and Naruto walks over to a wall. The elder points to the wall. Place your hand there and use blood again. Naruto does so. In a hidden compartment is revealed and the elder smiles. The blade of the Uzumaki is now yours, young Master Uzumaki. Wow, it's heavy. That is why you must train in all that is here. It's now all yours, young master. Read the scrolls and become a great man. Oh, young lord, do you know what this means? Even more surprises, elder? The elder smiles. Yes, you are the new Uzukage. Naruto is shocked. Wait, is that like the Hokage? The elder nods. Yes, but that means you are the equivalent of the Hokage, but with this village it is the Uzukage. You know the Hokage, of course, but there is also the Kazekage, the leader of Sanagakure, the Mizukage, the leader of Kirigakure, the Raikage, the leader of Kumogakure, and the Tsuchikage, the leader of Iwagakure. As such, you must visit the capital and speak to the daimyo, as there are steps to take to be recognized as the Uzukage. The blade is but one step. There is also documentation to prove you are the rightful Uzukage, although I'd advise you to age some first. That would be wise. I guess I'm 12 now. What do you think, 16 or something? That would be ample time to learn everything. You'll have plenty of hours to read. By the time these 4 years have passed, you will hate paperwork. Who said I had to read it? The elder raises an eyebrow, but before he can say anything, Naruto does some hand signs to Ju-Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. The Shadow Clone Jutsu. Strange for someone so young such as you to have it, but you're also an Uzumaki and you hold the Kyuubi as well. Most Uzumakis learned the jutsu as well as normal Bunshin no Jutsu, but many came out almost dead. I failed the genin exams 3 times because I couldn't make a normal clone. A traitorous idiot called Mizuki tricked me into stealing the scroll of seals and told me to learn a jutsu to pass. I learned Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. He paid the price though. I beat him senseless with over 100 clones. The elder chuckles. More to fool him. Now, as well as taijutsu, kenjutsu and ninjutsu, you will also learn fuinjutsu. The Uzumakis are seal masters, as you know. Given time and training, so will you. Now there is a bed over there, Lord Uzukage. I'd advise you get some rest while your clones can start reading. Naruto nods and the clones get to work. He then goes over to the bed and lies down. He didn't think he was that tired, but as soon as his head hits the pillow, he's asleep. Several hours later, Naruto wakes up. He sits up and yawns, and the elder approaches him. You are very tired, my Lord Uzukage. Might I suggest food? There's a kitchen over there. Now, can you cook, boy? No, not really. Not to worry, I can advise you. Your clones are doing well. They've already read several books and scrolls. I advised them to go outside and train since I've taught them a seal, so nobody will detect them whilst they train. Thank you, Elder Uzumaki. Not a problem, so let's get cooking, shall we? Naruto nods, and for the next 30 minutes, the hologram teaches him how to cook eggs, sausages, bacon and beans along with some toasted bread. There are also some very flavorful drinks in the fridge. How it's all still fresh after this amount of time is amazing, until the elder says that everything is sealed in a special seal that preserves everything for years and even decades. After eating, the elder then tells Naruto to sit down and explains that Uzushiogakure will have to be rebuilt, but they will need funding. The Namikaze money would work, but when Naruto informs the elder he's been banished, the elder nods. Well, there's becoming a hunter nin for a while. Do you know anyone who could help with the rebuild? Naruto thinks, then smiles. Yes, I know just the man, Tazuna, the bridge builder in Wave Country. I see, Well, I'd advise you to train for a while before visiting him. We can't have people know just yet about Uzushiyogakure. When you are older, you then can inform the daimyo. Now, train for a month or two before seeking out this Tazuna as you called him. I understand, Elder Sensei. Now Naruto, how do you feel about Konohagakure at the moment? Naruto is confused at that question. Well, they banished me, so I don't know. But I've always been hated because of the Kyuubi, why do you ask? When the Uzumaki clan was under attack, we sent numerous messages to Konohagakure for aid. We received none and our clan was wiped out. Konohagakure are no longer friends to us. I suggest you cut ties with Konoha and demand everything back that was in the agreement. They were allies and did nothing when Uzushiyogakure needed them. I can't believe Gigi would do that. You are a young boy. Politics sometimes gets in the way of friendships, but I will drop it for now. Now on to training. Dispel some of the clones and then start your training. Summon a clone and leave him here in several hours. I will send him to get you later, and I will also start teaching you Fuinjutsu. Understood, Elder Sensei. Naruto looks around. Elder Sensei? Are there any decent clothes around here to wear? Of course, young Lord Azukage, follow me. A few minutes later, Naruto is wearing black Anbu pants with a black thin jumper with a long black trench coat. Naruto summons one clone and informs him to stay, then he leaves the hidden temple and starts training. The elder teaches the clone. Naruto left meditation. Several hours later, Naruto is tired when the clone comes to get him and he starts to train in Fuinjutsu. Naruto finds out he's a natural at Fuinjutsu, but the elder tells him it's the Uzumaki genes coursing through his body. Naruto nods and continues. Several months later, Naruto wakes up. His 13th birthday was a few days ago, and it was the first that he could do what he wanted without hiding from insane villagers. The elder looks over at Naruto. So are you ready to go, Lord Azukage? Naruto nods. Yeah, I'm ready. I've got some money saved through being a hunter nin. The elder nods. You have learned quickly, young lord, and you have been blooded. I'm pleased to say that it didn't affect you as it affects some. As long as you take no pleasure ending a life, you'll be fine. That's what sets one like you apart from those that kill for the fun of it. Naruto nods in agreement. Yes, because the ones I have killed deserved to die for what they were doing. Indeed, now go and be careful, young lord. I will be careful, Elder Sensei, believe it. Naruto has already packed, so he just grabs his scrolls and leaves the temple. He seals up again before he gets into a boat with the same captain as a few months ago and then makes his way to the Land of Waves. The Land of Waves. Naruto arrives there 2 days later. He stops at the bridge and smiles. Still can't believe they named it after me. He chuckles and starts running through the village until he makes it to the house Tazuna lives in. He knocks and Tsunami opens the door. As she sees Naruto, she blushes as she notices what he's wearing. Why, hello Naruto-kun, come in. Why is it that every time I see you, you always looks more handsome than the last time I saw you? Naruto smirks. Good genes, I guess. Is Tazuna home? I have a big job for him if he's up for it. Tazuna hears his name mentioned from the other room. Ah, Naruto, welcome back like the look boy. Now, what's this job? Naruto begins to grin like a fox. How would you like to restore a whole village? I'll pay, of course. Naruto looks on the newly rebuilt Uzushiyogakure. Naruto smiles as he sees everything's been rebuilt, or in the case of the Azukage's mansion, repaired. Tazuna stands next to him along with Tsunami and Inari, who came to see the finished village. Tazuna smiles. Well, my boy, our job is done. Do you have any idea of what you're going to do with all these empty houses? You do need people to live here, and I happen to have a suggestion though. Naruto looks at Tazuna. Ask away. Tazuna nods. Well, you remember the purging years ago of the Kekai Genkais? Well, a lot of people came to Wave Country, and not just there but all over the continent trying to get away. I could ask them if they would be interested in moving here. I mean, we built a bank here and shops in a harbor. Luckily enough, many years ago I came here with my father, so when you asked if I could rebuild, I jumped at the chance to do this for you, Naruto. Do you like what I've done? I knew I made the right choice with asking you. This is better than I could have ever imagined, and as to your suggestion, I would be happy for them to live here. You never became the Hokage, but you are the Azukage. When you visit the daimyo, that is. Tsunami gushed as she stared at her father's finished work. That I am, Tsunami, that I am. The time isn't right yet. But I will visit the capital soon and maybe speak to someone about refugees and them possibly moving to my land, so it could be sooner than I think. That in itself isn't a problem. I don't mind doing it early, although I should ask the daimyo if I do speak to him to hold off announcing me as the Azukage for 2 years. Tazuna nods. Oh, by the way, there's a ninja academy here to rebuild the ninjas. I know they won't be Uzumakis, but Uzushiogakure wasn't all Uzumakis. Naruto scoffs. I see. Tsunami looks at Tazuna and nods, so he sighs. I know I'm asking a lot, you Naruto, and you've helped me out a lot, but we have a problem in the land of waves. What's the problem, Tazuna? You know I'll do anything to repay you for all this. You even said I was charging too much, so I'm guessing it was a thank you of sorts. Tazuna nods. You could say that now, but this problem here has been ninja in the land of waves causing trouble. They are not ninjas of Kiri or Konoha, plus they have a base there. I get a bad vibe from them. Have you seen the headband? Inari spoke at that point. It had like a music symbol. Naruto clenches his fist on hearing that sound. What are they up to now? No problem, I'll deal with them all personally, but why didn't you speak to Konoha? Well, I cut all ties to them after you told us of your banishment, and I wasn't alone. The whole village was outraged that their hero, you, was treated the way you were. They pretty much demanded I cut ties with Konohagakure. I see, okay. I'll leave clones here and follow you back and deal with this base. I thank you, Naruto, for your saving us again. Inari smiles. Hey, Ni-chan. Can I become a Uzushiogakure ninja? Naruto looks at him, then Tsunami, who just sighs. Only if your mother says it's okay. He's been asking me this since he found out my father was rebuilding your home. I'm okay with it, but please take care of him. I would, of course, do that. Okay, let's go. The sooner we deal with this sound base, the better. Konohagakure. Sakura is walking down the street. Many things have changed for her in the last 2 years. Not only had Sasuke left, but Naruto, her other teammate, had been banished. At first she was happy, but that soon changed when her friends distanced themselves from her as they were not happy with the decision. Most still are, including herself. She regained her friendship with Ino, but it's still not fully best buddies as she would want. It does seem that the partying has died down though. She hated it. How could the village party after banishing someone? Apart from her friends, as they are now all her friends, there are others who she hears still talking about Naruto. The Ichirakus, do they miss him? So does she. Even at the hospital, some of the female nurses talk about Naruto. Some of them she's even heard bad-mouthing her for how she treated Naruto years ago, and it always made her sad. Sometimes she'd act all tough, but inside she's crying. She just wants to apologize to him, but there's been no word of him in 2 years. She even heard Jiraiya was furious when he found out. Tsunade told her that the council demanded Naruto's signature be removed from the Toad contract, and Jiraiya had no choice but to do it. But that was over 2 years ago now, and he hasn't stepped foot in Konoha since. She's noticed Tsunade is sad about that, and she's still taking it badly. They had a strange relationship, sort of a mother and son or grandmother and grandson relationship. She doesn't know which. She really does miss him though. She hopes he's still alive. She hasn't even told anyone her feelings over the 2 years, but she's thought a lot about Naruto. Sometimes to the point of imagining what it would have been like if she accepted one of his dates. Although she liked Sasuke-kun, she admitted Naruto wasn't ugly or anything. He had a chubby face, that's for sure, but he was pretty cute, not that she'd tell anyone that. The land of waves. It's been a day since they returned, and Naruto and Tazuna have been discussing the problem. Naruto says he will just deal with them, but tells Tazuna to keep everyone away from the sound nins. Tazuna nods and agrees to do that. Naruto then leaves. He puts on his black devil or gargoyle hunter nin mask. It's more like a gargoyle, Inari says. Naruto has already scouted out the base and knows the numbers. Only 50 and led by a red-headed woman, although she doesn't seem to be a bitch from what Tazuna told him. She acts polite, but she also gets angry when she sees the sound nin bullying the locals. Tazuna also told him that the sound nin don't respect her. Naruto arrives at the base and creates several clones. He sends them off to kill any and all the sentries. Normally Naruto would show remorse for killing, but not for sound nin and not for bullies and rapists. He's killed a few missing nin that had become rapists and murderers. For them, they only receive a swift death. He's in the bingo book under the Gargoyle of the Darkness for a reason. After a few minutes, several clones dispel and Naruto knows that all the sentries are dead. The clones have used Henge no Jutsu to replace them if anyone approaches, and if any dare to share the same fate as the sentries. Naruto then pulls out his sword, which proves he's the Azukage. He's named it Fox's Bane, and he walks straight at the entrance. Several sound nen see him, as when all they see is a black figure approaching them, and then they see the black mask and the large sword and they panic. All of them at once know he's the gargoyle of the darkness. A Jonin stops them and he gulps, "Men, don't fear, he's just one man. We can take him." Just then all the clones jump down and like Naruto approaches the group of sound nen. Now the Jonin gulps loudly, "Shit, we're done for." The Naruto clones deal with the sound nens as the Jonin defeats 2 clones and Naruto fights him personally. With his taijutsu style Uzuken, Whirling Fist, and his Kenjutsu style Uzuryuken, Whirling Dragon Blade, he quickly cuts him down. He doesn't even stop. The Jonin isn't dead and tries to attack him, but a clone impales him through his skull from behind. Naruto keeps walking into the base, cutting down any sound nen he sees after searching for the women. After a while he sees an office, cuts the door down and steps in. He sees the redhead. She seems paralyzed with fear after witnessing what he's done on the monitors. Naruto looks at her. You're their leader?" She just nods. "I've heard they never respected you, yet you still work for that snake. Your life is forfeit. Tell me, what is your name before you die?" The women gulps. "Shit, it's the gargoyle of the darkness. My name's is Karen Uzumaki." Naruto glares at her after hearing that name. "A member of my own clan working for that snake. She's tarnished their name enough." "I see. Then Karen Uzumaki, know that you have tarnished the Uzumaki name by serving that snake. Know that Naruto Uzumaki, son of Kushina Uzumaki, and the new Azukage, will take your life." Karen is shocked. "He's my cousin. I thought I was the last Uzumaki left." "Wait, would you kill your own cousin?" "Cousin? It matters not, you still serve that snake." Karen starts to cry. "Please don't kill me, cousin. I thought I was the last remaining Uzumaki after my mom died. Orochimaru took me in. I know he's a cruel man and I hate what he does, but I'm serving him to stay alive." Naruto sighs. "Very well, I'm destroying this base. You can go wherever you want, as once I'm done here I'm returning home to Uzushiogakure. But it's nothing but rubble. It's been rebuilt thanks to Tazuna, the bridge builder from here. Let me come with you, please, your family. The only family I have left, please, believe me, I want to help you." Naruto looks at her and takes off his mask and really looks at her. She then notices something different. He has blonde hair, not red. She also thinks he's kind of cute. "You want to follow me, Why should I allow that?" She sighs. "We're family for one." "Wait, Sasuke mentioned you. Orochimaru said you were banished." "Yes, that much is true." "What happened to your mother, Lady Kushina, my aunt?" "I never found out. She died." "How?" "I don't know how exactly." "So what about your father?" "Dead as well. Died the day I was born. Maybe my mother also." "So, you grew up alone? If you're coming, pack what you want, but I'm taking this place down. You have 15 minutes before the tags go off." "Okay. You know, Sasuke said you wore all orange. This look is much better." Naruto scowls at the traitor Uchiha's name. "Do not mention that snake or that bastard Uchiha in my presence again. It's bad enough the first Azukage was from that damned clan." Karen nods. "Understood, cousin." After a short wait, while Naruto sets the explosives tags that destroys the base, Karen uses a Kaden jutsu to burn all the dead bodies and they start walking. They've been walking slowly at first. They went back to Tazuna and he paid Naruto for his help. He was shocked to see the redhead, but more shocked to find out she is Naruto's cousin. From then on, she was treated nicely. Tsunami hugged her and demanded that she look after her cousin or she would not be happy. Karen smiled and said she would protect not only her cousin but her Azukage also. Tsunami nodded and they stayed for some food before they got on their way. Tsunami hugged both Karen and Naruto as they left. At first, they were quiet. Karen kept glancing at her cousin, so happy she had a family. She told him that stories about her mother and his mom when they were little and that they both used to be little terrors running around pranking everyone. Naruto told her that must have been where he got his pranking ways from. They've been walking for up to an hour when Naruto meets some people he'd rather forget, as he's still not happy with Konoha for their treatment of his clan and not helping when they needed it the most. Although personally, he holds no grudges to them. Karen, being a censor type, had informed him that there were ninjas approaching. Naruto pulls out Fox's Bane and waits for them. After a few minutes he sees them. Team 10 of Asuma Saritobi, Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Choji Akamichi. Naruto tells her under her breath. You know them, cousin? Yes. When Teen 10 see him and Karen, they stop. They see one guy all in black with a black mask on, with only Asuma knowing he's the gargoyle of the darkness. Ino sees him and immediately thinks he's cute, not that she can see his face. Shikamaru and Choji look up. They see the two figures, one in black with a massive sword in one hand. To Choji, the guy's creepy. Naruto looks at them all. Karen looks at him. So who are they? Pretending she doesn't know. Naruto smirks behind the mask. He points to Asuma. Asuma Saritobi, son of the Sandame Hokage. Ino Yamanaka, daughter of Inoichi Yamanaka. Seems you're growing up nicely. You always were attractive, I guess. He then points to Shikamaru. Shikamaru, Nara of the Nara clan, the laziest bastard I've ever seen, but smart as hell. Missing your cloud watching time, are we, Shika? He then points to Choji. Choji Akamichi, always eating but a very strong clan. Team 10 are all shocked. This guy knows who they all are and such personal things about them. Karen nods. I see we should be going. I want to see our rebuilt home. Naruto nods at her, then grabs Karen and uses Wind Shunshin to disappear. Team 10 are still shocked. They're all in deep thought, though it's actually Ino that figures it out. The voice was covered by the mask, but she knew that voice whilst the others are confused. Ino smirks. Damn, Naruto's grown up, looked like he had a nice body. Wonder who that woman was though. Shikamaru looks at Ino. That was Naruto? She just nods and the rest of Team 10 are shocked. Whilst Ino's imagining touching his body, they all start walking back and a blush comes onto Ino's face because of her perverted thoughts. She finds it strange she's thinking such dirty thoughts about Naruto, but oh well. It took a few hours for Naruto and Karen to make it back to Uzushiogakure. Karen was amazed and cried. Her mother told her many stories of Uzushiogakure and Karen wished she could have seen it. Naruto and Karen walk through the village. There are now some new people in the village, refugees from Kirigakure and some from Wave, getting away from the civil wars and the overcrowding of Wave country. They all know Naruto. They know he's the Azukage, but he's asked them to only call him Lord Uzumaki until he officially makes it known, or just Naruto. A quite burly man walks up to Naruto. Lord Uzumaki, you're back. We heard you went to get rid of that problem in Wave country. Naruto smiles. Yes, Yukio, not much of a threat. Yukio nods. And who might this be, Lord Uzumaki? Before Naruto can reply, Karen speaks. My name is Karen Uzumaki. I'm Naruto's cousin. Yukio nods. A pleasure to meet you, Lady Uzumaki. Another Uzumaki, that is nice. How do you like the rebuilt Uzushiogakure? Karen smiles. It's amazing. I never saw it before. My mother told me so many good things. I'm glad it's been built. Yukio nods, as do we all. He turns to Naruto. Lord Uzumaki, we have found a former academy school teacher here. She's agreed to teach any kids who wish to become ninjas. Naruto nods. Excellent. What rank was she? Yukio smiles. She was Chunin rank, but she turned away from teaching when she saw how barbaric it became in Kirigakure. Naruto nods. Understood. Have you found any blacksmiths? Yukio nods. Yes, at least 3. They have already started work. Naruto nods. Good work, Yukio. You're a ninja also, wasn't you? Yukio nods. That I was, Lord. I was a ninja of Takigakure, but I got married and gave up my rank and moved to Kirigakure. My wife wants to be trained also. She's quite a bit younger than myself. Naruto nods. That's fine. What rank was you? Yukio smiles. Jonin, Lord. Naruto nods. Good, you will help them train in your spare time, of course. Yukio nods. Of course, Lord. He nods. Lord, lady, have a good day. He walks off. Naruto smirks. Still weird. Karen smiles. For me also, this place looks amazing. Naruto nods. Yes, more people come daily. Might have to visit the daimyo earlier than scheduled. Karen nods. I'm coming too. Right. Naruto nods. Of course. She smiles. Well, show me around more. Naruto nods and they start walking. Konoha. Team 10 are all still in shock. Asuma never really knew Naruto that well, but Shikamaru and Choji did, and Ino, well, she knew him not that well, mind you. They make it into the Hokage Tower and Tsunade sees them. I see your mission went well. Asuma nods. Yes, it did, Lady Hokage. It was on the way back. Myself and my team came into contact with someone. Tsunade nods. I see, and who might this person be who seems to have left your whole team shocked? Asuma coughs. Naruto Uzumaki, Lady Hokage. He was accompanied by a woman. Tsunade is in shock. The Gaki's alive. Thank God, no word in over 2 years. How did he look, well, healthy or bad? Asuma smiles. Well, he doesn't wear orange anymore, he was wearing all black and had a massive sword. He's the gargoyle of the darkness. Tsunade is shocked. He's got quite a reputation. Okay, well done team, you can tell his friends and the Jonin from your friends' teams, nobody else. Oh, tell Iruka that's it. Asuma nods. Understood Lady Hokage. They all leave the room. As soon as they do, Tsunade starts to cry. I'm so glad you're alive, Naruto. I wish I could see you again, tell you much I missed you. Meanwhile, Asum has walked off and now Team 10 are looking for their friends. They surprisingly see them all together. That is a surprise. It's Kiba who sees them first. Finally back, guys. Shikamaru sighs. Keep it down, you're so troublesome. Ino grins. We saw someone a short while ago. He's changed so much, but we're certain it was him. Kiba nods. Well, you gonna tell us? Ino grins. Naruto, and I must say he's looking good, no longer in that hideous orange. He wears all black, wears a black creepy mask, and has a massive sword. Asuma said he was called the Gargoyle of the Darkness, whatever that means. Tenten is shocked. Wow, he's in the bingo book. He's got a 20 million bounty on his head, but that's set up from Otto because he keeps fucking up their plans. He has this weird sword that has like 6 attachments from what I've heard. Wonder where he got it. Hope I see him sometime and get to see it. Sakura is in shock, but inwardly she's smiling. Naruto's alive, thank God he's out of that orange also, but the bounty is a problem. Hinata smiles. I knew it, Naruto-kun's still alive, I'm so happy. Shikamaru smirks. Are we really surprised he's alive? This is Naruto we're talking about. Still, I wonder who that redhead is who was with him. Kiba smirks. Naruto's got a girlfriend. Shikamaru shrugs. Going by the chemistry, I'm going with no, but it's hard to tell as he never took off that mask. Man, seeing someone dressed like that coming at you would scare the crap out of you. He doesn't know it, but Sakura, Ino, Hinata, and weirdly enough Tenten are all jealous about this mystery woman. Well, Ino's been jealous ever since she saw her. Kiba nods. So where do you think he's been for 2 years? Do you think he visited Wave and Suna like Sakura said? Shikamaru shrugs. No idea, but he's put on muscles, and if he is the Gargoyle of the Darkness, he's picked up some mad skills. Tenten nods. I've got a copy of the bingo book. It says her under his bounty. Run away at the mere sight of him unless you are guaranteed of beating him and his army of clones. Everyone looks at his profile and are all amazed that this is their friend. There's a picture and everyone gets slight shivers down their spine seeing the image. Hinata smiles. It doesn't matter, Naruto-kun is alive, our friend is alive, and well, that's what matters, right? Shino nods. Hinata speaks the truth. For 2 years we have wondered if he was alive, and now we know for sure that is the person you guys saw, correct? Choji nods. That's him. I don't think anyone would forget a look like that. Don't you think it kind of reminds you of that man from the Chunin exams with the scar on his face? Ino smirks. Yay, it does, but Naruto-kun looks so much hotter, and he said I was attractive. At least he's got his eyes opened. Again, Sakura, Hinata, and Tenten are jealous of their friend now who sees the looks and just sticks out her tongue at them. Meanwhile, Asum is walking to a bar for a drink, his regular, when he sees Kurenai, Maida Guy, Kakashi and Enko. He shrugs as he approaches them. Maida grins. Asuma, I take you had a youthful mission. Asuma shrugs. Youthful, not really. Boring, yes, it was after the mission that's when things got interesting, but I need a drink first before I say anything. When he gets his drink, they all sit on a table. Asuma smirks. Seems we met someone our students know very well on the way back. Enko grins. Well, who is it? Asuma sighs. Well, I wasn't instructed to tell you, but whatever, it was Naruto. Kakashi looks up from his book. Did he look okay? Asuma grins. Oh, he was doing just fine. He's not only Naruto Uzumaki, he's also the Gargoyle of the Darkness from the bingo book. Enko grins. That guy's awesome. Wow, the little squirt's all grown up. Asuma nods. He's easily 6 feet now, put on muscles, has that huge sword, had a redhead with him, but from what I judged they were not together. Ino was totally jealous of her. Guy grins. The youthfulness of Naruto is amazing. Kurenai grins. He's sure grown up, and his reputation is he's dangerous. Seems he abandoned the orange finally. Enko pouts. This sucks. I was planning on seducing him if I ever saw him. Now I find out he's only 14. That sucks. Everyone looks at her in shock. She smirks. Give him a year or 2 and I'll still seduce him. Kurenai rolls her eyes. Sometimes you frighten me, Enko. She grins. I know. Wonder what he's been up to. Kakashi's not really paying attention. He's just thinking about Naruto. I'm glad you're alive, Naruto. I bet your parents are looking down on me with shame. I should really have spoken to him before he left instead of saying nothing. It's been 2 months since Karen joined up with Naruto in Uzushiogakure. She met the hologram Uzumaki elder and he helped her grow stronger. Also, she also has a look identical to Naruto. Now sometimes she wears a skirt. The only difference, not really important, they still went on hunts for missing nens. They're now in the land of snow. There was a group of Princess Koyuki's uncle's followers still around and she got word of the gargoyle of the darkness in the area, so she hired him. Naruto and Karen easily dealt with the threat. When they went to the princess, she smiles. I must thank you once again. My uncle's followers just don't stop coming. I thought it was dealt with years ago. Naruto smiles. It has been a while, Princess Yuki. Koyuki is confused. Have we met before? Naruto smiles and takes off his mask. She sees the blonde hair and the whiskers and is shocked. Naruto, is that you? He nods. Indeed it is. She smiles. Why, you have grown up nicely, much more handsome. Naruto blushes. Thank you, Princess Yuki. She smiles, then her smile drops when she doesn't see the leaf headband. Naruto, what's going on? Did you leave Konoha? Naruto cringes. No, I was banished. She is shocked. Banished for what? Naruto tells her and she's shocked. Sasuke betrayed the leaf and because you fought him you're banished. That's ridiculous. Naruto nods. Yes, but I have rebuilt my old home Uzushiogakure here with my cousin Karen Uzumaki. We will soon visit the fire daimyo and officially inform him of the village being rebuilt. She smiles. My father told me about Uzushiogakure. Did family live there? Naruto nods. My clan was from there as far as I know. Me and Karen are the last of the Uzumakis. Koyuki sighs. I am so sorry, but at least you found some family. So who leads this village? Naruto smiles. Why, the Azukage, of course. Koyuki smiles. Maybe I could speak with this Azukage and form an alliance with him. Naruto smiles. He turns to Karen. What do you think? Should I inform the Azukage about this possible alliance? She chuckles. I think he knows. Koyuki is shocked. You are the Azukage, Naruto-san. Naruto nods. That is correct, Princess Yuki. Although it's not been made official yet, we will be visiting the capital within the next few weeks to make it official. Koyuki smiles. Well, we can still form an alliance, and as you are the most handsome Kage there is right now, we can get down with the details. Naruto nods. Is it okay if Karen takes notes? She's helping with all the politics and stuff. Koyuki smiles. I see no problem with that. After an hour, Naruto has agreed to the alliance after speaking with Karen. All the details seem fair. The village is still not fully operational. We are still taking in refugees from the civil war from Kirigakure. Koyuki smiles. Always the caring young man. Naruto smiles. So how are you, Princess Yuki? She smiles. Please call me Koyuki, Naruto-kun. Naruto blushes. Very well, Koyuki-chan. It's her turn to blush. She then sighs. Well, running a country is daunting. Things are peaceful. The only problem I have is the council. Naruto sighs. What are they troubling you with? She sighs. Marriage. They keep finding me sautéers, but they're all old people or snobs. She then smiles. As well as an alliance, we could also make a political marriage to strengthen the alliance. Naruto nods. You mean someone marrying me or Karen here? Karen rolls her eyes at her cousin's denseness. Seems she's quite taken with my cousin. Koyuki grins. I was thinking along the lines of myself and you, Naruto-kun. Naruto blushes. You're serious? Koyuki smiles. Of course, say in 2 years we could do this. Naruto is shocked. He looks at Karen, who shrugs. Then she whispers to Naruto about the Uzumaki clan rule and he blushes again. Koyuki-chan, this proposal is interesting, but there is a rule for the Uzumaki clan head. Well, myself, that if the clan is almost destroyed, the head must marry several women. Koyuki smiles. An interesting clause, and I would be okay with that, but there is a rule on my end. It won't affect your other wives. Well, not much, but as I am royalty, I would be classed as head wife. It doesn't mean I rule over the rest or anything like that. It just means, well, I have a higher standing than them, I guess. Naruto nods. To be honest, I'm only 15, so I never thought about marriage, but I would have no problems with that at all if you're okay with sharing me. That is, I know it's weird. Koyuki smiles. I understand. I will look forward to our eventual marriage. I will also inform the council of the alliance and the marriage. Naruto nods. I understand. Well, we must be going now, Koyuki-chan. I have to return to my village. Koyuki smiles and stands up. She approaches Naruto and plants a kiss on his lips. I will see you soon, Naruto-kun. Naruto blushes and scratches his head. Yes, of course, Koyuki-chan. Naruto and Karen leave the room with both Koyuki and Karen grinning and a very red-faced Naruto. 2-month time skip. Uzushiogakure continued to prosper there, now on their way to the capital before Naruto and Karen visit Sanagakure. It only takes a day to get to the capital. Naruto and Karen have seen the capital once before. As they're walking through the streets, people step away from Karen and Naruto as they're both wearing their masks, Naruto of his gargoyle and Karen a vampire. As they're walking, they see the daimyo's assistant Hitaro Ryozuki. He with his escort meet both Naruto and Karen. Hitaro smiles, "Gargoyle and vampiro, what brings you here?" Naruto smiles, "I would like a meeting with the daimyo, it's very urgent." Hitaro nods, "Follow me and you can discuss what it is, and I will then inform the daimyo if I feel it's necessary." Naruto nods and he and Karen follow Hitaro to a palace, and the both enter. Naruto gives up Fox's Bane but places it on the table himself, saying the sword has a defense mechanism and only Uzumaki can touch it. Hitaro nods and they then enter his private chambers. After an hour, Hitaro is shocked and amazed but gladly gets refreshments for the two Uzumakis whilst he informs the daimyo. After 10 minutes, Hitaro comes back in and informs Naruto and Karen to follow him. After a short walk, Hitaro, Naruto, and Karen enter the main chambers. Naruto and Karen have never seen the daimyo before. They both bow to him and his wife. Naruto remembers her because of her stupid cat Tora running away from her. Naruto and Karen both take off their masks and sit down at the table provided. Naruto then retells the story of his banishment, his finding and restoring Uzushiogakure, and finding out he's the clan head and the new Azukage, and he's come today to ask if he can be recognized as the Azukage. The daimyo has of course heard rumors but didn't believe them. He smiles, "Naruto Uzumaki, I have never met you, but Hiruzen spoke highly of you, or should it be Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, as you are the son of Kushina Uzumaki and Minato Namikaze, the Yondaime Hokage. You look a lot like your father. I met him a few times, and his wife your mother." Naruto smiles, "Well, Naruto Uzumaki, yes, maybe at Namikaze when I'm a bit older." The daimyo nods, "Understandable, your clan and parents had many enemies. Now onto Uzushiogakure. I am happy it's been rebuilt and I officially recognize you as the Azukage. I have to ask, do you have a council yet?" Naruto shakes his head, "Not yet, we are still getting everything up and running. The idea for a council has been mentioned though." The daimyo nods, "I can provide you with some scribes to help you, as I'm sure that the refugees you allowed to enter, none of them were diplomats and that type of people." Naruto smiles, "That is correct, my lord daimyo. I have a few Jonin and Chunin. The academy has been rebuilt, but we only have one qualified teacher, a former Chunin of Kirigakure." The daimyo nods, "What about another school for non-ninjas?" Karen steps forward, "Lord daimyo, we are in the process of building it now, but it's taking time. So far it's not too urgent, as we don't have that many kids of age to go to the school that doesn't want to be ninjas. Most are toddlers." The daimyo nods, "Understood. How are you for finances, Naruto?" Naruto looks at Karen, who speaks again, "We have some funding but not much. We have recently signed an alliance with the Land of Snow and the Land of Waves are our allies. We have helped them out, plus there's our money from being hunter nins." Hitaro whispers in his ear and the daimyo nods, "I remember a scroll reaching my desk. The alliance is okay, but from now on it would be wise to contact me before making any alliances." Naruto nods, "My humblest apologies, Lord Daimyo. We were caught unprepared for the alliance. It came rather sudden when we helped out Princess Yuki with a problem last year." The daimyo smiles, "I understand things like that happen. Is there anyone else you're interested in forming an alliance with? Konohagakure maybe, although that might be a sour spot for you, I imagine." Naruto nods, "Yes, that is true. I am not happy with Konoha for many reasons." The daimyo nods, "May I ask what your grievances are other than the banishment?" Naruto nods, "Years ago when I found Uzushiogakure, I found a hidden temple only Uzumaki could enter, and I was taught by an Uzumaki elder, a hologram, sorry. And he informed me that when Uzushiogakure was under attack and sent multiple letters to Konoha for assistance, and as you know they received no help, and as such Uzushiogakure was destroyed. My clan was almost wiped out. I was lucky to find my cousin Karen here." The daimyo nods, "That is strange. Hiruzen would have sent assistance, or was your father Hokage? Then I can't remember. Still, they would have helped if they knew." Naruto nods, "Yes, maybe I would like to form an alliance with Sanagakure. My sources are that my friend Gaara is the new Hokage." The daimyo nods, "Indeed he is, and an alliance is accepted. Will you be visiting personally?" Naruto nods, "Hi. Lord Daimyo, I was planning on visiting them after coming here. The daimyo smiles. Understood, I know where Uzushiogakure is. I can send some scribes and teachers there. We have some former ninjas here. Naruto smiles. That would be perfect, Lord Daimyo. I would be there to greet them, but with Sanagakure I am unable to, but you can speak to Yukio Nikizawa. He is a Jonin and is in charge whilst I'm gone. The daimyo nods. They will be there within the day. Naruto nods. Thank you, Lord Daimyo. I never expected this help. The daimyo smiles. Is there anything else? Karen nudges Naruto and whispers to him, and he nods. I'm not sure if this is relevant, but along with the alliance with the Land of Snow, a political marriage has been set up between me and Princess Yuki to take place when I turn 16. The daimyo nods. Do you know about the restoration law? Naruto nods. I have Lord Daimyo and she has been informed also and is okay with it. The daimyo nods. Very well, I congratulate you on becoming the Azukage in your upcoming marriage to the daimyo of the Land of Snow. Naruto blushes. Thank you, Lord Daimyo. Hitaro smiles. Lord Naruto, there is someone in the capital who would very much like to meet you. Naruto nods. And who may this be? Hitaro. Hitaro smiles. I will take you to him as soon as this meeting is done. The daimyo smiles. It has been concluded, Hitaro. He turns to Naruto. Good day to you, Azukage Naruto Uzumaki and your cousin Karen Uzumaki. The both bow and get let out by Hitaro. As soon as they do, they see a man. He's male, standing 6'1" swordsman build. He looks in his late 40 inches ass. Hitaro escorts Naruto and Karen to the man. Gale, you came. The moment Gale sees Naruto, he gets on one knee. Naruto Uzumaki. My name is Gale Uzumaki. I am the last of the Azukage personal guard. I was on a mission for the Hokage under an assumed name of Kazuki when he was banished. I have been searching for you for years. It's fortunate our paths crossed today. My weapons is the Banryu. I have watched over you from the shadows as much as I could, at the request of your mom, who was the last heiress of the Uzumaki clan, and I pledged my loyalty to her until death. I now pledge my loyalty to you, Azukage. Naruto is shocked. Another Uzumaki. Gale nods. Yes, and who is your companion, Lord Cage? Naruto smiles. This is Karen Uzumaki, my cousin. Her mom was my mother's sister. Gale nods. Understood, then you both will be guarded. I ask that I join you on your travels. Naruto nods. Very well, Gale, stand. We are heading to Sanagakure to form an alliance. Gale nods. Understood. Have you got all the supplies you will need? Karen nods. Yes, Gale, we do. Naruto nods. Then let's go visit Gaara. Gale looks shocked. You know the case, Cage. Naruto nods. Our paths crossed in the Chunin exams. Gale nods. We should be going, my lord. Naruto nods. Then let's go. The trio of Naruto, Karen and Gale, or as most people know them as the Gargoyle of the Darkness. Bane and Vampiro walking through the desert on their way to Suna. It's been a day and a half since they left the capital. Gale used money to get places for his lord and his cousin, saying an Azukage should not live outdoors. They're a few miles away from Sanagakure. Karen looks at Naruto. So what's Suna like, Naruto? Naruto turns to her. It's a nice place, not as bright as Uzushiogakure or Konoha, but it's still a nice place. They don't have much water though, so having plants and stuff is pointless. Not much grows there. Karen nods. So they can't grow food and stuff. That's not good, so they had to rely on outside help. Gale nods. Since the invasion, some people ended relations with Sanagakure even though they were tricked by Orochimaru. With us allying with them, we can help, and I'm sure if you speak to your friend the mayor of the Land of Waves, they could ally with them also. Just a suggestion though. Naruto smiles. That's a great idea, Gale. We will visit them when we return. Gale nods. Thank you, my lord. May I ask how long we plan to stay here? Naruto smirks. Not long, a few days, no longer. Gale nods. Understood. They arrive at the gates a few hours later. The guards see 3 people arriving at the gates and are weary. One of the guards steps forward. Hulk, Gargoyle, Bane, and Vampiro, what are you here for? A bounty? Gale, Bane, steps forward. I would be careful what you say to the Azukage unless you want to lose your head. Naruto sighs. Calm down, Gale. We are here to see the case, Cage. Gaara, I'm an old friend but would like to keep my mask on until I speak to him. The guard nods. Oh, okay, Lord Azukage, we were not notified of anyone visiting. Naruto smiles. It's quite alright. The guard nods. Follow me, Lord Azukage. Naruto nods. Lead on. The guard leads Naruto, Karen, and Gale to the case Cage's office. Meanwhile, in the said office is Gaara, Temari and Kankuro all talking when there is a knock at the door. Gaara tells them to enter. Chunin steps inside. Sorry to bother you, Lord Cage, but I have the Gargoyle of the Darkness, Vampira and Bane here to see you. The one known as Gargoyle says he's the Azukage. Gaara is confused as he's not heard of that title before, but he allows them to enter. The Chunin nods and leaves the room, and shortly after, three people all wearing black with masks on. One is obviously a woman, the others wield giant swords. Kankuro is on edge. Temari is just staring at the gargoyle, checking out his body. Naruto notices and smirks, as does Karen. Naruto, Karen, and Gale all take off their masks. Then Naruto chuckles. Shame on you, Temari, checking me out. All three siblings look at Naruto in shock. They all say, Naruto, at the same time. Naruto smiles. How's it going, guys? Told you I'd be back. Allow me to introduce you, Karen Uzumaki, my cousin, and Gale Uzumaki, my personal guard. Well, the Azukage personal guard, which is me. Gaara nods. It's good to see you, it's been years. Naruto scratches his head. Yes. Sorry about that, I meant to visit, but with getting Uzushiogakure rebuilt and forming an alliance with the Land of Snow and the Land of Waves, I've been busy. Temari smiles. So you found something then? Naruto nods. I did. It's good to see you all, and Gaara the Cage, aren't we moving up in pedigree, matching me it seems? Gaara nods. It seems so. It's great to see you, but is this just a social visit? Naruto smiles. Of course not, although it's good to see you. Have you forgot what I said about an alliance with Uzushiogakure? I have come to form one with you as one cage to another. Gaara smiles. That is great news, as well as your other alliances. We would be glad to form an alliance with you. Gaara looks at Temari, who hasn't stopped staring at Naruto since he arrived, and smirks. It seems her crush on Naruto is still there. I wonder if we could do a political marriage also, that is if Naruto agrees also. He turns back to Naruto. I will have to summon a council meeting, and you can speak to the council about your request. Naruto nods. That sounds fine. Gaara nods and summons Matsuri. When she arrives, he looks at her. Matsuri, summon a council meeting immediately. She nods. Right away, Lord Cage. She leaves the room. Naruto smiles. So what's it like being Cage? Gaara sighs. Paperwork, endless paperwork, I'm sure you know about that. Naruto smirks. Actually no, even though I'm the Azukage, I haven't got around to actually doing that. We're still building, plus me and paperwork have made an agreement. They stay out of my way and I don't burn their asses, plus I have clones to do paperwork. That's the great thing about shadow clones. They have a special ability that they learn and I receive all their memories. Makes me awesome, I know. Temari giggles at that and Kankuro and Karen chuckle whilst Gaara sighs. I wish we had a clone that could do that. Gale whispers in Naruto's ear and Naruto smiles. As a show of good faith, many years ago when Uzushiogakure and Konohagakure signed an alliance, some jutsus were traded. We could tell you the secret of shadow clones. It's a forbidden jutsu in Konohagakure. I'd advise you to make it the same, only yourself learn it and the people who you trust the most, but I'd advise you to be careful when dispelling them. It will give you a massive headache, so dispelling them in groups of 2 would be advisable. Gaara nods. Understood. Just then there's a knock at the door and Matsuri enters. They are ready for you, Lord Cage. Gaara nods. Thank you, Matsuri. She blushes and leaves and Naruto smirks. Seems you've got an admirer, Gaara. Gaara looks confused. Who? Naruto looks at Temari, who just smirks and shrugs. He turns back to Gaara. Matsuri, Gaara. Gaara nods. Oh, well, we shouldn't keep the council waiting. A few minutes, Gaara, Temari, and Kankuro are in the council room. Baki looks at Gaara. Why have we been requested, Lord Cage? Gaara nods. We have a chance to form an alliance today and we have their cage here now. I will call him. He turns around. You can come in now. Naruto, Karen, and Gale wearing their masks enter. The council is immediately shocked. Then Naruto and Karen sit down with Gale standing beside them both. Naruto, Karen, and Gale all take off their masks and Baki is shocked. Naruto, it's been a while. Naruto smiles. Hey, Baki, it has indeed. Baki nods. So are you the cage? Of what village? I see no Konohagakure headband. Naruto smiles. That's because I am the Azukage of Uzushiogakure. Baki is surprised. So you found something then? Naruto nods. Yes. Uzushiogakure has been rebuilt. The women beside me is Karen Uzumaki, my cousin, and behind me is Gale Uzumaki, the last royal guard to the Azukage, although Gale will most likely train more. Baki nods. We heard rumors about a village being built. Naruto grins. Yes, we have allied ourselves with the land of waves and the land of snow, and I'm here to ally with yourselves also, that is if you're interested. Baki and the council start talking whilst Naruto and the others sit there. Naruto notices Temari and smiles at her, and she blushes and smiles back. He thinks it's cute but not like her, but oh well. Baki and the council have finished and Baki speaks again as he knows Naruto. The council agrees to your proposal. We have a suggestion to strengthen the alliance if you're interested. Naruto smirks, go ahead. Baki smiles, a political marriage. Naruto nods, I'm listening. Baki looks at Gaara, who nods. He then turns back to Naruto. We propose a match between you and Temari Sabaku. Naruto nods. I suspected as much. I have to inform you about a restoration law that the Uzumaki have in case of near destruction. Well, it's the Clan Restoration Act that Konoha have adapted, so as well as being the Azuki, I am also the clan heirs for the Uzumaki and Namikaze clans, and as such I had to find multiple wives. Unfortunately, you are not the first to propose an alliance and marriage. Koyuki Kazahana, the daimyo of the Land of Snow, also wants to marry me. There is a stipulation to that. As she is royalty, she will technically be the head wife, but only in title. She can't boss anyone around as such. Baki and everyone else is shocked. Not only is he the Naruto the Azuki, he's also the clan heirs for the Uzumaki and Namikaze clans, but also said to marry Koyuki Kazahana, the daimyo of the Land of Snow. Baki looks at Gaara for what to do, and he looks at Temari. Temari, what do you think? She shrugs then smirks. Of course, I would have preferred Naruto, all to myself, but the Clan Restoration Act is a good idea to bring back the clans, so if he is okay I will still like to marry him. Naruto blushes. I accept if you're sure though. She nods. I do. Naruto grins. Then I look forward to the time when we get married. She grins. Me too. Gaara nods. Well, that's great news. Were you serious about that offer of jutsu trading? Naruto nods. Oh yes, we did it with Konoha. It's also a sign of respect for our villages. We can help with barriers around the village. Baki nods. We could trade some wind jutsus as you are a wind user, Azuki. Naruto nods. Sounds good. We can also help with supplies. We know it's hard to plant food, so with us on an island we can assist you. Baki nods. We thank you for your generosity, Lord Azuki. Naruto brushes it off. Not a problem, we are only too happy to help. We know it's been tough since the invasion a few years back. If you are interested you might try and form a deal with the Land of Waves also, but it's just a suggestion though. Baki nods. Yes, it has. So we thank you again. We would like to celebrate our alliance if that is okay. The people of Suna haven't had much to be happy about in the last few years. Naruto smiles. That is fine. Baki nods. Great news. Gaara nods. I think that is it. For now, council dismissed. Gaara let Naruto, Karen, and Gale stayed in the Sabaku compound. Whilst they stayed in Sanagakure, there was a week of celebrating. Temari even took Naruto out of a date which surprised Naruto, but he enjoyed the date. They shared a loving kiss at the end. At the end of the week, Naruto, Karen, and Gale started to leave. Naruto and Temari shared another kiss before the group left. He said she could visit Uzushigakure if she wanted, and she agreed, as did Gaara and Kankuro. It's now been a few days since they left Sanagakure. Karen has been teasing her cousin about his relationship with Temari, their little makeout sessions when they thought nobody was watching, with Naruto forgetting Karen was a censor type, so she always knew where he was. Gale was happy, the happiest he's been since Naruto's banishment. He has now found Naruto for many years. He beat himself up for losing Naruto and begging Lady Kushina's forgiveness, but now he's reunited with his lord and will always protect him. Karen grins. So I bet you can't wait to see and kiss Temari again. Naruto blushes. I don't know what you're talking about, Karen. She grins. Are you forgetting I'm a censor type? One always knew where you were or who you were with. Naruto groans. I hate you. She grins, then she senses someone. There is someone up ahead. Gale looks at them. Friend or foe? Karen shrugs. Not sure, it's only one person. Naruto nods. Let's see who this is, shall we? Gale nods. This is your land. Whoever this person is, they're trespassing. Naruto nods. Be on guard then. They both nod. Gale pulls out Banryu, Naruto pulls out Fox's Bane, and Karen pulls out her 2 daggers. She's not named them yet. They then approach the mystery person. They see a red-headed woman at some ruins. Gale speaks up. Who are you and what are you doing here? These lands are not for scavengers. State your business. The woman looks at the small group and gulps. Sorry, my name is Hinoka Uzumaki. I'm an archaeologist. Naruto nods. You're in Uzumaki. Interesting, seems we found another clan member. Hinoka looks up. Are you hunting Uzumakis? I won't go down without a fight. Naruto smirks. Not to sound arrogant, but we could easily kill you, but we are not hunting Uzumaki, we are all Uzumaki. Hinoka is shocked. You are. Wait, you have blonde hair. Naruto nods. Taken after my father, I am Naruto Uzumaki. To the left is my cousin Karen Uzumaki, and to my right Gale Uzumaki, my personal guard. Hinoka looks confused. Why would you need a personal guard? Gale speaks. He is the Azukage, that is why. Hinoka is shocked. Seriously, but Uzushigakure was destroyed. Naruto nods. It was, but it's been rebuilt as an Uzumaki. You're welcome to see it and live there if you so wish. Hinoka nods. I'd like that. I'm more of a traveling archaeologist, my lord Azukage. Naruto smiles. Well, let's go, then you can check out the ruins later. Hinoka grabs her things and catches up to Naruto, Karen, and Gale. She starts talking to Karen whilst Naruto is talking to Gale. A few hours later, they reach Uzushigakure. Yukio greets them. He sees the man besides Naruto and the other women. He smiles. Welcome back, Lord Azukage. Can we call you that now? Naruto nods. Yes, Yukio. We have much to discuss. How are the scribes? They arrive okay. Yukio nods. They did. Lord, may I ask who these two new companions are? Naruto nods. Hinoka Uzumaki and Gale Uzumaki. Gale is the last of the personal guard of the Azukage. Hinoka is an archaeologist. Yukio nods. I see. How did the alliance go with Sunagakure? Naruto smiles. It went well. We are now allied with them now. Yukio nods. That is good, Lord Azukage. Come, you must be tired. It's been several months now since Naruto visited Sunagakure. With the help of Gale, a new unit of guards were formed with Gale leading them. Yukio became the Anbu commander and several Jonin and Tokubetsu Jonin were trained. The scribes helped Naruto with what to do to run a village, and Naruto learned a lot from them. He's in his office reading over some documents when he hears a knock at the door. He doesn't look up but tells them to enter. Karen opens the door. Hey cousin, the case cage and his brother and sister have arrived. Naruto looks up. Really, I wasn't expecting them. What are they doing now? Karen smiles. They're just looking around at the moment. Should I escort them here? Naruto nods. Let them look around, but when they're done then escort them here. How's the clinic doing? All up and running now, correct? Karen nods. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, none of the refugees are doctors, none are even nurses. It's just me right now, and I'm hardly a doctor either. Naruto nods. Seems we need some help with that. We might have to visit the capital and inquire about some doctors to train up some people. It's a pain. We don't even have any nurses, only trained one is you. How is it at the clinic patient-wise? Karen shrugs. Patient-wise, well, we have no patients for now. Naruto nods. Very well, escort the case cage and his siblings when they're done. Karen nods. Understood, cousin. Meanwhile, the case cage and his siblings are walking around at all market stalls of fresh fish and vegetables. Tamari buys some fruit and starts to eat the juicy apple. I wish we had fresh fruit instead of having it sent to us. It's never exactly fresh when we get it. Kamkuro, who's also eating an apple, nods. I agree, man, these are good. Gara nods. He's eating some peaches and he admits they're great. Tamari, we are taking some of this fresh fruit, vegetables, meat, and fish back with us. Tamari nods. I'll get on it before we go. This place is great. Naruto's done a great job. Gara nods. I agree, everyone seems so lively. Just then Karen arrives. Hello everyone. Tamari smiles. Oh hey, Karen, this place is amazing. Karen smiles. I know, I visited it once when it was nothing but ruins, and now this, it's amazing. Oh, we found another Uzumaki. Her name's Hinoka. She's an archaeologist. She was checking out the ruins not far from here. Gara nods. Everything seems organized. Karen nods. Yes, Gale is the personal guard commander. He has 50 guards now. Yukio is our Anbu commander. We have 25 Anbu at the moment. We don't have a commander of all the forces yet. We are doing well. Our only problem is doctors. We have a medical clinic and the only qualified doctor is myself, and I only know some stuff basic. We are lucky nobody is in danger. Gara nods. We could send some doctors from Suna to help train some potential doctors and nurses as a show of good faith. Karen smiles. That would be amazing. Me and Naruto were just discussing visiting the capital, but with your help that won't be necessary. Gara nods. He clicks his fingers and a Suna Anbu appears. Go back to Suna that I request several doctors willing to train people and bring them as soon as you can. The Suna Anbu nods and vanishes. Karen smiles, would you like a tour? Gaara nods, maybe later is Naruto free? Karen grins, he could use the distraction. The scribes don't like him using clones, they always seem to know but they allow it. Sometimes it's stupid in my opinion because of the clone's special ability but they just moan. Gaara nods, understandable, well lead the way. Karen nods and they all walk to the Azukage Tower and Karen escorts them inside. Naruto looks up when he sees the door open. Gaara, what a pleasant surprise, I didn't know you were coming. Gaara nods, well you did give us an open invitation. Naruto nods, I did, so how do you like it so far? Gaara smiles, it's looking good, you've done a fine job. Karen told me about your doctor problems. I have sent an Anbu back to bring some doctors here to train some of your people. Naruto smiles, you're a lifesaver Gaara. Gaara nods, what are friends for? Naruto smiles, then he sees Temari. Hello Temari, you enjoying my village? It seems you're enjoying my fruit. She grins, this place is amazing. It's weird that it's only like 4 years old but everything seems great. Naruto nods, glad you like it. He looks at Kankuro, what about you Kankuro? Kankuro grins, the fruit's great, the village seems very lively. Naruto nods, the grins, yes it does. So is this just a social visit or are we forming another alliance? Gaara smirks, a social visit plus Temari wanted to visit her fiancé. Naruto blushes and stands up and approaches Temari and they share a quick kiss. He then turns to the others. Let's get some lunch. Kankuro grins, now you're talking. Naruto smiles and leads them out. They visit a restaurant and go in. They sit down and they're all served drinks and then start talking. Naruto smirks. So how soon as since I left I know they were saying I saved their lives with the alliance. Gaara nods, yes, in a way you're a hero to the people of Suna strangely enough and you're not even a Suna ninja. Naruto grins, it's because I'm awesome, you should know that by now Gaara. Gaara nods, you sure do have a way to attract the people. Temari smiles, it's his charm, everyone can't help but fall in love with him, although it gets annoying when half the women in Suna talk about you. Your fangirls probably wanted to visit too. Naruto shakes his head, geez I'm glad I didn't stay there then. I guess I know why Sasuke really defected now, to get away from his fangirls. Kankuro laughs, yes, that would be a good enough reason. Everyone chuckles at that. Then the food arrives and they start eating. They all enjoy the food. After they finish, Karen takes Kankuro and a reluctant Temari on a tour whilst Naruto and Gaara return to the Azukage Tower. Once they get there, Naruto orders his assistant Mozumi to bring some tea for the two of them. They wait for her to get the tea and poured 2 cups before passing one to each of them before leaving. Naruto looks at Gaara, so what is so important? Gaara sighs, can you put up a sound barrier? This is for your eyes only. Naruto nods, wait, Gale should be here, he is my personal guard commander. Gaara nods, very well. Naruto asks Mozumi to summon Gale. He arrives a few minutes later. After the short welcome, Naruto puts up the barrier Gaara requested. Gaara then sighs, we have a spy network nowhere near as advanced as Jiraiya's, but there is some interesting and disturbing news. Apparently there is this organization called Akatsuki. They're a group of S-ranked ninjas. My spies don't say much other than they're dangerous. They wear black cloaks with red clouds on them. My spies even informed me they were in Konoha but left shortly afterwards. Naruto nods, I see, are you sure they were after me? Gaara nods, yes, my spies followed them. Apparently they an old apartment. When they left, my spies went into the apartment and wasn't sure whose it was until they asked one of the villagers who told them that it was your old apartment. Gale nods, this is not good, we will have to double the guard around you. Naruto nods, I understand, but this will not stop my visit to Konoha in a few weeks' time. Gaara nods, why would you be going there? Naruto smiles, my father owned most of the banks. Well, the Namikaze clan did, and all the Namikaze and Uzumaki money is in those banks. With only an Uzumaki or Namikaze seal can open the safes. Plus Gale tells me many people in Konoha owed debts to my father. I'm guessing they're thinking with him being dead their debts are cleared. They're wrong. I will take every penny they owe my father. I am also going to demand they remove everything associated with Uzushiogakure, and all the jutsus we shared with them are to be returned. Gaara nods, may I ask why? Naruto nods, Many years ago Uzushiogakure and Konohagakure were allies. The Uzumaki clan was one of the most awe-inspiring clans and also one of the most feared, so Iwagakure destroyed this village and most of my clan. From what the Uzumaki elder, who I now know is Ashina Uzumaki, said, that we sent multiple requests for help, not one reply, and we were destroyed. The council will know, I'm sure. Gale nods. My money is on Danzo Shimura. Naruto looks at Gale. Who's that? Gale sighs. He's an old man and on the council as one of the Hokage's advisors. He has bandages on his arms and face. He was a cruel, manipulative man many times. He demanded you be handed over to him to make you a weapon. Here is and always said no, and now I think about it, it's something he would do to stop the alliance or make the Hokage seem cowardly by refusing aid. My money is on him. Gaara nods. My spies tell me he's had dealings with Orochimaru. I ever found a letter from Danzo in my office sent before the invasion, which would mean he knew Orochimaru was impersonating the case cage, my father. Naruto nods. I'm going with him then. Gaara and Gale nod. Then Gaara nods. Be careful then, when you return he could try something. Naruto smirks. I hope he will. It will give me an excuse to kill him. Gaara nods. Indeed, people like that only want to destabilize everything, including peace. Men like him should not exist, but they do. Naruto nods. How long are you staying? Gaara smiles. We should return home today. My brother and sister don't know the real reason for me coming here, although I did want to see your village. You've done well for yourself. Naruto shakes hands with Gaara and the three of them leave the tower. They meet up with Temari and Kankuro. They spend the next few hours together, then the siblings return with a goodbye kiss shared between Naruto and Temari. A few weeks later Naruto, Karen, Gale, Hinoka and Yukio visit the capital. They're met by Hitaro Ryozuki, the daimyo's assistant, Lord Azukage, Karen, Gale, and who might they be? Naruto smiles. This is Hinoka Uzumaki, no relation, and Yukio Nikizawa, my Anbu commander. Hitaro nods. Understood. Welcome this way, the daimyo's been expecting you. Naruto nods and they all follow Hitaro. He enters the palace and escorts them to the main room. The daimyo sees them. Perfect, Naruto, you have arrived and I see you have more followers now. Naruto nods. This is Gale Uzumaki, my commander of the person guard, Hinoka Uzumaki, no relation, and Yukio Nikizawa, my Anbu commander. The daimyo smiles. More Uzumakis, that is good. So I heard you want to visit Konoha about getting what's yours, meaning your family's money. Naruto nods. That is correct. My father owned the banks. I'm guessing the people who owed him money thinks their debts ended with my father's death. They were wrong. It means they owe me and I intend to get it all back. Plus I think I might demand back all the traded jutsus. It's only fair, seeing as they never helped during my clan and village's downfall. The daimyo nods. I guess that is understandable, so I am going setting off tomorrow. You are free to tag along. I will also officially announce you as the Azukage. Naruto nods. That sounds reasonable. Well, until then, Lord Daimyo, we should find a hotel to stay at. The daimyo shakes his head. Nonsense, you can all stay in the palace. You are now the Azukage, remember? Naruto scratches his head and smirks. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that. The daimyo nods. Hitaro escort them to their rooms to rest for a while. It is getting close to dinner. Won't you join me when it is done? Naruto, your companions are also welcome. Naruto nods. I'd be honored, Lord Daimyo. Dead for now, if